Tuesday continues here on One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. The MBU COVID-19 variant has now spread to 43 countries, but the Philippine Genome Center says the variant of interest is not yet detected here. The World Health Organization recently classified Mu as a variant of interest after being first detected in Colombia. Its prevalence there and in Ecuador remain high. U.S. government's chief medical advisor, Dr. Antonio Fauci, says the new variant is not an immediate threat in America.
We're paying attention to it. We take everything like that seriously, but we don't consider it an immediate threat right now.
Meanwhile, the Philippine Genome Center says the Mu variant is yet to be detected in the country. Authorities continue to monitor the country's borders to prevent the entry of more COVID-19 variants. Pharmaceutical firm Moderna seeks the nod of European Union regulators for the use of its COVID-19 booster shots at 50 microgram dose. Moderna cites clinical studies data showing that 50 microgram booster dose of its COVID-19 vaccine induces robust antibody responses against the Delta variant. The company has completed data submission for the use of a third booster dose of its vaccine to the US FDA. Several countries have begun offering booster shots amid the threat of the Delta variant. U.S. President Joe Biden expects to have 100 million booster shots administered on September 20. U.S. vaccine makers other than Pfizer have lagged in seeking authorization of an additional dose. This leaves Pfizer as the sole brand to be used in the vaccine booster campaign for the meantime. We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. The health department is now facing a supply shortage over a drug being used as treatment for COVID-19. Let's get more details on this. We have Faith Del Mundo. She's reporting to us live from Quezon City. Faith, good afternoon. Can you tell us more about this shortage and how does this affect the hospital services that we have?
Yes, Risa, the health department is now warning those selling overpriced tocilizumab. This is a drug used to treat cases of severe COVID-19. We know cases have been rising in the past weeks and hospitals have been full, prompting more demand for this drug. Health Undersecretary Maria Rosario Berjera said during the Laging Handa briefing today that the supply problem on tocilizumab may last until the end of the year. That's according to the drug manufacturers. She reminds drugstores to keep prices compliant with regulation, especially during public health emergency. The suggested retail prices of tocilizumab ranges from 13,000 to 25,000 pesos per vial depending on the milligrams. Berjera says there will be sanctions for violators. To be specific, 1 to 10 years imprisonment and fines from 5,000 pesos to 1 million pesos. The DOH, meanwhile, is already looking for alternative medicine that can be given repurposed drugs like baricitinib, which is also used by hospitals to treat rheumatoid arthritis, is eyed as a potential alternative. As for ivermectin, the DOH reiterates that there is still no evidence to support the use of the drug in treating COVID-19. In order to address the supply problem, Berjera said they have asked the private sector to help source out medicines from other countries. Berjera likewise noted that DOH is now targeting 90% of the country's population to be vaccinated, higher from the previous 70% herd immunity. And this comes as more virus mutations get detected. Riza?
Thank you for that update. That's Faith Del Mundo reporting to us live again from Quezon City. Now, more Transmissible COVID-19 variants have emerged over the past year, each containing a different kind of mutation. Why has this caused the alarm we are seeing nowadays? Let's watch this video.
Anytime that you have uncontrolled transmission, you're going to see the emergence of new variants. Now we've seen enough variants to know that some of these mutations are convergent, and they do appear to provide some advantage to the virus, including some of these mutations that have been found in Mu and in C1-2. That appear to confer some ability to evade neutralizing antibody responses. Just because a particular variant has these mutations, just because it has a lot of those mutations, doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be worse or that it's going to outcompete other variants of concern. Mu, for example, is a variant of interest because it has spread out of Colombia where it emerged to other countries, but it remains to be seen if it's going to outcompete other variants, including Delta, which appears to be really dominant in every population that it's been in so far. So far, even the vaccine evasive variants that have emerged, like Beta and Gamma, have not emerged in response to vaccines. They've emerged in unvaccinated populations, and the reason they have emerged is that they have an advantage in terms of infectivity. They're better at binding ACE2, the virus receptor. It just so happens that the receptor binding domain of the spike protein is also really important for neutralizing antibodies. People really should feel comforted in that the virus, yes, can evolve more quickly than we can, but we've evolved to counter pathogens that can do that. So really what we should be thinking is not ignore the variants. They're definitely a problem, but we also shouldn't assume, oh my God, we're doomed because a new scariant has hit the media. We should be vigilant. We should continue to take precautions because there is yet to be a variant that's emerged that is transmitted in a different way than any other SARS coronavirus 2 variant. We need to keep getting vaccinated. We need to keep taking precautions to reduce transmission as much as we can, and we need to do better genomic surveillance and keep an eye on these emerging variants. Most importantly, though, we need to stop creating opportunities for new variants to emerge.
Let's now take a look at today's other top stories. Pilot face-to-face classes will be conducted in 120 schools nationwide this coming school year. DepEd says this includes 20 private institutions. The recommendation, though, will still be subject for President Duterte's approval. President Duterte has approved the IATF recommendation to lift travel restrictions in 10 countries. Passengers coming from India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Nepal, the United Arab Emirates, Oman, Thailand, Malaysia, and Indonesia will be allowed entry to the Philippines starting September 6. And Iloilo City Mayor Jerry Treñas has filed a complaint with the Ombudsman against state insurer PhilHealth. The complaint concerns PhilHealth's supposed unpaid claims to 10 hospitals in the city, which amount to 932 million pesos. Now, for more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World Online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Riza Diaz. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.